Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Poptale Weekly. My name is Liam Irvin, and I am your host with the most. Can't believe I'm saying that, but it is good to be here. It is another wonderful Wednesday here. Of course, I mean, it's Wednesday most everywhere, I suppose, but here in Chicago, it is currently 6 p.m., and it is time for some Poptale. So we are going to be playing something that I'm really excited about, honestly. We're going to be doing Starfinder. And up there on your screen, you can see the invocation. Just ask your smart speaker of the Echo variety to open Starfinder. Quick reminder that you can follow us on Poptale Social on Twitter. We're also on Facebook at Poptale. And you can get news on upcoming streams and news on other great skills and other really cool news that has to do with the world of the Amazon Echo. So Starfinder, I don't even know where to start with this other than to say this is a really, really cool skill. If you are not familiar with it, you are in for a real treat. I mean, this is really a lot of fun. One of the cool things about it is everything is voice acted. Everything is produced very professionally. It is a lot like a radio drama, but you get to choose what happens. So on today's episode of Poptale Weekly, we're going to be doing the tutorial sort of beginner episode, which is 101, and we'll be doing episode 1. So this is going to be a slightly longer stream. So I would sit back, grab some popcorn or whatever your favorite snack is, and get ready. And big thanks to VoiceSpark and Poptale for being in the chat on my stream. So we are multi-streaming this, but really the best place to watch this is on the Poptale Live account. So hopefully you're watching it there. I hope so. So without any further ado, I think we should get going. So we've got our Echo all hooked up to the mixer. You guys are going to hear it, and I am looking forward to this. So let's get rolling. Alexa, open Starfinder.
Starfinder. Starfinder is a science fantasy role-playing game that puts you in the role of a bold outer space adventurer, exploring the mysteries of a weird and magical universe. Through the decisions you make, your character will grow in wealth and skill, or meet a grisly end.
Whoa!
You know, I don't think these guys like us very much.
Your best friend, Raya Danviri, crouches next to you behind a large metal crate in one of the many dark alleys of The Spike, Absalom Station's gritty underbelly. From across the street, a pack of small-time gangsters blasts away at you, their aim as wild as their outfits. The thugs ambushed you after taking issue with the informal security services you've been providing in your neighborhood. Seem intent on removing you from their turf by any means. Raya looks to you.
Okay, so I'm an academic, not a mercenary. What's our play?
Let's pick your character. Are you someone who solves problems with force? Or do you look for creative solutions?
Creative solutions.
Okay. Do you use your charismatic personality to talk your way out? Or do you have magical powers?
Magical powers.
Okay, how about some magical shock and awe? You got the leader?
You nod and glance around the crate at the muscle-bound half-orc who seems to be in charge of this crew. Raya leans over her laser pistol, antennae twitching as she casts a spell.
Supercharge online.
Raya's laser pistol thrums with potential energy.
Ready.
You open yourself to the Death Goddess, asking her power to flow through you. You let that river of psychic energy carry your consciousness inside the half-orc's head, feeling the delicate threads of his personality all around you. And with a single psychic thrust, you tear them apart. He drops, screaming to the ground. In the same moment, Raya steps out and fires at the second thug. Her supercharged laser blast throws him half the length of the alley.
Wow!
She raises her pistol, wreathed in dancing magical lights.
All right. Who's next?
The remaining thugs panic and flee. Raya walks over and stares down at their groaning comrades.
All right, you wannabe gangsters. We don't want trouble, but we don't mind it either. Especially my friend Keskodai here. He loves it. Steer clear for your own good.
Together, you stroll out of the alley.
And away we go.
You are Keskodai, a bug-like priest who casts spells in the name of the death goddess Pharasma. Trained as a healer by the church, you left home with only your larval son Chick-Chick, who you carry around in a transparent canister.
Whoa.
Though you're naturally friendly, preferring to use your magic to help people, your faith also gives you access to deadly psychic attacks, and your cheerful relationship with death unnerves both patients and enemies alike.
That's kind of creepy, but I like it.
Would you like to play as Keskodai?
Yes.
Would you like to skip the free tutorial episode?
No.
Progress saved.
Boom.
Dead Sons. Episode 0. Scoundrels in the Spike. Estimated playtime, 30 minutes.
All right, so here we go with the tutorial episode. It's just a good beginner.
Eager to put some distance between yourselves and the thugs you just bested, you make your way toward the crowded market corridors of Down Low. This neighborhood is the largest and safest in the Spike, which isn't saying much. Curious hipsters from richer districts rub shoulders with locals at dive bars, black markets, and restaurants featuring cuisine from dozens of alien worlds. Raya discreetly scans the crowd for trouble.
I hope those gangsters are smart enough to let things be.
The countless computers and technological bits strapped to her trademark trench coat mark her as a technomancer. A magical hacker who blends spells and technology.
I mean, I welcome the excitement. I just wish we could direct our efforts towards something greater.
Your comm unit lights up, attracting your attention.
Keskodai, you have a message from the Starfinder Society.
The Starfinder Society is a league of adventurers dedicated to interstellar exploration, making contact with strange new cultures and piecing together the galaxy's mysterious history. You and Raya signed up last week, in hopes that they'll be your ticket to bigger and better things. This is the call you've been waiting for.
Do you play the message?
Yes. Of course we do.
Greetings. This is Starfinder Chizkisk from the Society's headquarters. I have a bit of an unusual first mission. Someone's been tearing up corridors in your sector of the Spike and reportedly taking potshots at station technicians sent to make repairs. Station security would normally handle this sort of thing, but they've got their manipulators full with some sort of gang scuffle. They've asked us to help out, and since it's your home turf, we're sending you and Raya. I'm transmitting the coordinates. The Society will pay you each 250 credits for clearing the area.
Ooh.
Raya grins at you. Like all Lashuntas, she has 2 forehead antennae that grant her limited telepathic powers, and they're currently vibrating with excitement.
Finally, a chance to prove ourselves to the Society. Can you imagine it? You and me exploring the universe as Starfinders? Oh, I am ready to roll. Do you have what you need?
Try asking me, what do I have?
What do I have?
Inventory report, battle staff, laser pistol, second skin, and 2 healing serums.
Ooh.
You have 3 level 1 spell slots and 3 healing channel charges available to use. You can ask about your inventory, or hear more about a specific item at any time. For example, try asking me, what is second skin?
What is second skin?
Second skin is little more than a skin-tight bodysuit that offers minimal protection from harm, while including all the environmental protections and basic functions of armor needed to survive in space. It is light armor and provides +1 to armor class.
All right.
Sounds like we're good to go. Let's head to the coordinates.
You catch a ride on a maglev train, leading down deeper into the spike. As you ride along in the cramped carriage, squashed between a bug-faced Sheeran and a 4-armed Kasaltha, you look out the window at neighborhoods even shabbier than your own. You may be local, but you still know better than to go all the way down to the ghost levels. Fortunately, this job will only take you to the edge of Pipe Town. You get off at your stop, and the crowd quickly thins. By the time you reach the access corridor the coordinates specified, you're alone. Or almost alone. As you approach the hallway entrance, a human worker in coveralls stumbles out, holding a bloody gash on his head. He limps towards you.
Oh, gods protect me, my head. Ow.
What do you say to the injured worker?
Are you okay?
Oh, yes, I could use help, all right.
A
Dang goblin clocked me over the head with a dang pipe. An automated alert had told me the area was temporarily off limits, but I've got a job to do, you know?
Yep.
Next thing I know, this little pointy-eared mongrel leaps out and attacks me. Oh, and now I'm left with this splitting headache.
Ouch. He looks like he could use a healing serum.
Do you try to help the worker by giving him a healing serum?
Yes.
The worker eyes you suspiciously, but takes the offered healing serum and drinks it. Immediately, the gash on his head knits shut. His eyes widen, and he smiles.
Hey, that's right decent of you. I thought I'd have a headache for weeks. Would you believe a dang goblin clocked me over the head with a pipe?
Yeah.
An automated alert had told me the area was temporarily off limits, but I've got a job to do, you know?
Yep.
Next thing I know, this little pointy-eared mongrel leaps out and attacks me. You don't look like those slackers in station security, but if you're here to take out that trash, then you've got my thanks twice over. And listen, since you were kind enough to offer me your serum here, take my radiation buffer. The other techs and I use them. It won't protect you completely, but it'll give you a better chance of making it through if you run into a hot zone. Good luck in there.
Nice.
He claps you on the shoulder and heads off down the corridor, whistling happily.
Radiation
1 healing
buffer.
serum removed from inventory. Radiation buffer added to inventory.
Congratulations. You earned the Friend of the People award for giving the worker a healing serum. Keep playing to discover more awards.
The corridor specified by the coordinates is an access tunnel branching off from the main passage,
Sure
dimly
is.
lit by flickering emergency lighting. Conduits of all sizes, the sort that give this neighborhood the name Pipe Town, run along the sides of the walls, carrying the various substances that keep the space station running. Some of the cables have been broken and stripped, and small amounts of gas vent from dented pipes.
That's not good.
Raya curls her antennae in disgust.
No wonder maintenance wanted to get in here. What kind of idiot vandalizes their own space station?
The corridor is only wide enough for 1 person at a time.
I'm an academic, not a scout. Want to take the lead?
Do you take the lead?
Yes.
You move forward into the tunnel. Raya follows close behind, laser pistol raised.
Time to test your perception.
Uh-oh.
The perception skill represents your ability to notice danger, pick out fine details, and search for hidden objects or creatures. Roll one 20-sided die for perception check and tell me what you get. Or, ask me to roll for you.
Roll for me.
Okay, I'll roll for you. If you change your mind, just say I'll roll my own dice. Rolling for perception check.
Come on. Come on.
13, plus 8 perception bonus is 21.
Yay!
You move cautiously down the corridor. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice that one of the large floor panels up ahead isn't quite right. Looking closer, you realize that it's actually been pried up, and some wires are poking out. Raya approaches cautiously to get a closer look.
Huh. Looks like these wires lead to an explosive of some kind hidden below the panel. Someone really doesn't want unexpected visitors.
The large floor panel spans the width of the corridor.
Do you try to disarm the explosive? Or attempt to jump past the trap?
Attempt to jump past it.
All right, show me how it's done.
Oh boy.
Time to test your athleticism. The athletic skill represents your ability to perform acts of physical might and grace, such as balancing, climbing, leaping, grappling, and moving in 0G. Rolling for athletics check.
Come on.
16, with no bonus, is 16.
You take a few steps back and then run forward, launching yourself into the air.
Oh God.
You land a few steps past the trap, taking a few more steps just for good measure.
Well, you certainly made that look easy.
Raya awkwardly launches herself into the air.
Uh-oh.
The bomb suddenly explodes, blasting you backward and tearing the floor around it to shrapnel that punches through your armor. Raya absorbs the majority of the blast, taking 4 points of damage. You take 2 points of damage from flying shrapnel. Raya coughs and looks over at you.
Well, that could have gone better. At least the bomb is disarmed now.
Dusting yourselves off, you stand and continue down the passage.
Progress saved. 20% complete.
Conduits large and small run along the walls of the passage. Occasionally, sparks fly out from where equipment has been ripped away.
Wait. Do you hear that? Call me pessimistic, but I doubt that's the sound of helpful workers making repairs.
You continue, and the passage widens slightly, exposing a steel door to your right marked Diagnostics. It hangs slightly ajar, and you can hear muffled whimpers coming from behind it. The sound of clanking and scraping is louder now, but clearly coming from still further down the passage.
Do you investigate the diagnostics room? Or continue down the passage?
Continue.
You continue down the passage,
Maybe I should have.
and the clanking grows louder.
Uh-oh.
As you round a bend in the corridor, you see that someone has pried open several access panels in the walls and ripped out assorted equipment, packing it into crates scattered around the floor. Suddenly, a green-skinned space goblin leaps up from behind one of the crates and starts firing a homemade laser pistol at you.
Rolling for initiative to determine who goes first. 9, plus 2 initiative bonus, is 11. Rolling for the other combatants. You are the first to act.
Yay!
Raya is next to you, and the space goblin is within range, 60 feet ahead. Each turn, you get 1 move and 1 action. Moves include advancing towards an enemy, falling back, or taking cover. Actions include attacking an enemy, using a healing serum, taking an extra move, and more. As your helpful AI, I'll analyze the battlefield for you and recommend a few options. If you'd like to do something that I didn't recommend, just say what you'd like to do and I'll see if it's possible. To start your turn, do you fire at the space goblin? Or advance?
Fire.
If your attack roll is equal to or higher than your enemy's armor class, your attack hits. Rolling for attack. 4 plus 2 attack bonus is 6.
No.
Miss. You have a spell called Mind Thrust. It has a range of 60 feet and always hits,
Ooh.
but the target can perform a will save to take half damage. You can cast 3 spells a day. To end your turn, do you advance? Or take cover?
Cast spell. I'm going to use it. So I can do
You have 3 level
a
1
day.
spell slots and 3 healing channel charges available to use. To end your turn, do you advance? Or take cover?
Mind thrust.
You already used your action this turn.
Oh.
For some protection from ranged attacks, try taking cover. To end your turn, do you advance? Or take cover?
Advance. Gotcha. My bad.
You advance 30 feet. Raya fires her laser pistol at the space goblin.
That's right.
4 damage. The space goblin is seriously wounded, then Raya takes cover. The space goblin shoots its junk laser at you. 2 damage. You have 8 hit points remaining.
Oh,
Then the
jeez.
space goblin takes cover. Raya is taking cover, 30 feet behind you, and the space goblin is taking cover, 30 feet ahead. To use your battle staff, get within arm's reach of an enemy. Keskadai, do you use healing channel? Cast Mind Thrust? Or advance to melee range?
Advance. I'm going to smack him with the staff.
You advance 30 feet. Do you swing your battle staff at the space goblin? Or fire at the space goblin?
Swing battle staff. Smack him.
Keskadai, a quick question before rolling for attack. If you'd like to speed things up, you can turn on fast mode, where I will skip the dice roll details and jump to the outcome. Would you like to turn on fast mode?
Yes. We really don't need dice rolls that much.
Fast mode enabled. If you change your mind, just say turn off fast mode. Rolling for attack. 11. 4 damage. The space goblin is defeated.
Nice.
With a choked gurgle, the goblin drops to the ground.
You and Raya are injured. You take a moment to rest and recharge. You are restored to your maximum of 12 hit points.
Woo.
Raya is restored to her maximum of 10 hit points. Do you search the goblin for valuables?
Yes. Absolutely we do.
As you search the corpse, you find that most of the goblin's gear is trash only a goblin would bother carrying around. Yet one item stands out. A sleek black datapad that looks brand new. Raya picks it up and raises an eyebrow.
Now what's a goblin doing with this?
When the datapad's screen lights up, you find it contains only pictures.
Which skill do you use to try and identify the items? Science or technology?
Technology. Nice.
As you flick through the list, you immediately recognize that many of the pictures match the various stolen components packed into the crates. While it isn't surprising to find goblins stealing, it's strange that they appear to have been going exclusively after power regulation equipment, and not the basic stuff either. Heavy ion capacitors, high-load voltage sag regulators. Definitely not the most lucrative components to fence. Somebody must be building something with a lot of power. Whoever put this shopping list together, you'd bet your last credit it wasn't a goblin.
Datapad added to inventory. Progress saved. 40% complete.
All right, we're moving through.
Hello, Starfinders. Korvac here. Just wanted to take a moment to tell you about the Starfinder Beginner Box. With streamlined rules, this deluxe boxed set is perfect for the small group and includes everything you need for a night of tabletop adventure.
Hey, what?
Would you like to learn more about the Starfinder Beginner Box?
Yes. Actually, I would.
Here are the product details from Amazon.
Oh, cool.
Your purchase includes Starfinder role-playing game, beginner box. The total including tax is $43.99.
Oh, that's cool.
Would you like to buy it?
No. But, I mean, that's really cool.
Okay.
If you change your mind at any point, just say buy Starfinder Beginner Box.
I like how a character
Continuing
comes
where
to
you
tell you
left
about
off.
it.
Ahead, the corridor doubles in height, allowing access to a long wall crowded with pipes, several of them painted a glaring hazard yellow. Partway down the corridor, one of the pipes has ruptured and is spraying gas that pools along the floor, filling the corridor to head height before flowing away down a vent. For a second, you think you're seeing things, but no. In the dim light, the gas appears to be glowing a faint electric blue.
That's not good.
Radiation warning. The gas ahead is giving off significant radiation. It may be more than your suit can handle safely. While levels don't appear high enough to be fatal, it might make you sick.
The gas seems heavier than air. We could try to climb the pipes and go over it. Or we could just run through and hope our suits can handle it.
Keskodai, your radiation buffer will help you avoid the harmful effects of radiation. Do you try to climb the walls? Or quickly sprint through the radiation?
Climb the walls.
You carefully clamber up the pipes, but it's harder than it looks. You're only halfway across when suddenly...
Look out!
Oh!
With a squeal, the pipe you're clinging to rips free from the wall, plunging you down into the gas. You each take 1 point of damage as you hit the floor, and are currently immersed in the radioactive gas. Various suit warnings glow orange as you sprint through the gas, but you successfully make it to the clear air on the other side, with no apparent ill effect.
Oof.
Well, that wasn't so bad. Looks like we got lucky.
Congratulations. You earned the Space Cadet Award for triggering a bomb trap and falling off the pipe into the radiation. Keep playing to discover more awards.
Progress saved. 60% complete.
Ahead, a wall of transparent aluminum splits the corridor. On one side, a heavy pressurized blast door stands closed, the light above it glowing red. On the other side, observing the door through the window wall, is a small control station. Many of its displays cracked, but still glowing with data. Raya rushes over and begins eagerly examining the controls.
Looks like it's an airlock to a small maintenance dock. It's busted, though. It has to be cycled manually from this panel. Only one of us can go through at a time, but controls on the side should still be functional. I'll let you through, and then you can use the other set to bring me through. Oh yeah, and it looks like there's air on the other side. That's nice.
Do you go through the airlock? Or offer to trade places with Raya?
Go through the airlock.
The light above the door turns green as Raya triggers the controls, and it opens with a hiss.
Here I go.
As you step into the airlock, the door behind you closes, and the one in front of you opens. Stepping through the airlock, you find yourself in a small, empty shuttle bay. To your left is a large atmospheric containment door marked with hazard stripes and vacuum warnings, as well as windows showing the starry void beyond. A ladder on the opposite wall leads up to a small control station, but a nearby power cable has been severely damaged. throwing irregular showers of sparks across the ladder. Directly across from you is an airlock similar to the one you just came through. More immediately important than all of these, however, is the goblin busily packing crates in the middle of the room.
Oh, boy.
She wears a bright orange pressure suit, and as you enter, she spins around and begins firing her homemade laser pistol at you.
These laser lockups! You can't catch us! We're gonna be downside kings! Send you lockups for a walk out the airlock!
You are currently under attack.
Do you fight back? Or try to use the docking bay controls to vent them into space?
Use the docking bay controls.
Keskadai, first you'll need to reach the controls. The ladder is an easy climb, but dodging the electrical arcs around it is going to be tricky.
Go for it.
You manage to judge the pattern in the electrical discharges and launch yourself past them up the ladder.
Boom.
Barely avoiding getting zapped. You manage to scramble up to the platform with the docking bay controls. Thankfully, it also has a safety harness, and you quickly slip your arms inside.
Oh.
Docking bay control panel reporting improper input received. Do you try the controls again? Or fight the goblins?
Try the controls again. Do it. Do it. Yeah!
With a warning klaxon, the bay doors open. The sudden rush of escaping atmosphere tugs on you, but the harness holds you safely in place. The goblin isn't so lucky. With a wail that quickly turns to silence as the bay's air escapes, the goblin and her crates are ejected out into space. If she's lucky, her suit will keep her alive until authorities can pick her up.
Well.
You and Raya are injured. You take a moment to rest and recharge. You are restored to your maximum of 12 hit points. Raya is restored to her maximum of 10 hit points. Progress saved.
That was,
80% complete.
that was something.
Congratulations. You earned the Vacuum Sucks Award for spacing the goblin threat. Keep playing to discover more awards.
Take a break? Or keep going?
Keep going.
With the goblin threat handled, silence descends on the docking bay. You cycle the airlock, allowing Raya to step through. She looks around.
Seems like you handled this all right on your own. Maybe I should hang back more often.
Unlike the last airlock, the one on the far side of the room appears to be unlocked. You and Raya enter the unlocked airlock together and cycle it.
All right.
Through the airlock, you and Raya find yourselves in a clean, cold room filled with glowing server towers. On the far side stands a Kasatha, a member of a mysterious four-armed race obsessed with tradition and custom. Like all Kasatha, he wears an elaborate mask covering his mouth, though the multi-hued head tattoos clearly mark him as an outlaw. He's busily dismantling a high-end capacitor, but as you step through the door, he whirls around.
What the? You're not Murgle.
The Kasatha raises his main arms, and magical sparks play along his matte black body armor.
It's dangerous to get lost down here. You're about to find out how dangerous.
The Kasatha fires a magic missile at you.
Oh, jeez.
4 damage. You have 8 hit points remaining. Raya is next to you, and the Kasatha is within range, 90 feet ahead. To use Mind Thrust, get within 60 feet of an enemy. To start your turn, do you fire at the Kasatha? Or advance?
Advance.
You advance 30 feet. To end your turn, do you fire at the Kasatha? or advance?
Mind thrust. Will it let me do it? Yes, it will!
The Kasatha is heard and visibly slowing down. Raya advances 30 feet, then supercharges your weapon.
Powering up!
Raya.
The Kasatha fires magic missile at you. Three damage.
Ow.
You have 5 hit points remaining, then the Kasatha takes cover. Raya is next to you, and the Kasatha is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead. Raya has supercharged your weapons, making it possible for your next melee or ranged attack to deal massive damage if it hits. Keskadai, do you fire at the Kasatha? Or advance?
Fire. Come on. Oh.
Critical hit. 18 damage.
Oh!
The Kasatha is defeated.
Look at that. Well done.
The Kasatha clutches at his wound, then drops to his knees and raises his hands.
I submit. You have wounded me gravely. A few credits aren't worth my life.
Progress saved. 90% complete.
You quickly tie the Kasatha's hands using cables from the servers.
Do you interrogate the Kasatha? Or drag him to the entrance and alert the Starfinders?
Drag him to the entrance.
The server room marks the end of the road. Leading the Kasatha by his bound hands, you backtrack down the hallways. Back out at the entrance to the maintenance corridors, you call the Starfinder Society and report. Within minutes, the Starfinder who assigned you the mission, you remember that their name was Chiskisk, shows up in person to take possession of the prisoner, along with 2 security robots painted in station security colors. They listen intently while you make your report, then smile and nod.
Good work. I can tell you've got what it takes to work with the Starfinders, and station security offers you their thanks as well.
Credit balance increased to 250.
Ooh.
You will need a mentor to guide you in the ways of the Society, and I think I know just the dwarf. I'll be in contact. In the meantime, I imagine this disruption will displease the Downside Kings. You can be certain they will be looking for you. Keep a low profile.
They nod to you in appreciation, then signal to the robots. The group moves out down the corridor with Grex in tow. As you look around the abandoned corridor, your heart swells with pride. This corner of Absalom Station is a little less dangerous now, thanks to you.
Hey, let's stop by Corebox and see what these society credits will get us.
Corebox.
Do you head to Corebox?
Yes.
You leave Pipetown and head to the market center of Down Low. You turn right into an alley, passing a street vendor selling fried ooze and a monk handing out pamphlets. At first glance, the alley is narrow and nondescript, created by the urban sprawl that is Down Low. But this alley leads to one of the largest arms dealers on the station, Corebox Armaments and Sundries.
Sundries.
Inside, the shop is packed floor to ceiling with weapons, armor, and other adventuring supplies. Korbach himself, an elderly Vesk, stands behind the counter. The reptilian Vesk are notoriously warlike, and Korbach's shop is a treasure trove of murderous machinery.
Sweet.
As you enter, he smiles, revealing a mouthful of sharp teeth.
It's you! I was wondering when you'd come around next.
Hello, Korvac. Just finished clearing some trouble from Pipetown on behalf of the Starfinder Society. Got some society credits, and we'd like to know what they'll get us.
Well, let me see. You'll need a few more credits to meaningfully upgrade your weapon or armor, but I have some healing serums that you could stock up on. 50 credits each.
Keskodai, you currently have 1 healing serum.
Ooh.
Healing serums instantly restore 1d8 hit points. They cost 50 credits each. You can afford to purchase up to 5. How many would you like?
2.
Good instincts.
2 healing serums added to your inventory. You have 150 credits remaining.
Raya purchases 2 healing serums.
And hey, check back later when you have a few more credits. I have a microwave projecting scorch gun that deals great damage with decent range. It would be quite the upgrade, but it runs 2,050 credits.
Whoa.
Good choice.
You part ways with Raya
right.
and head back to your apartment, secure in the knowledge that while it may not be fancy, it also might not be home for much longer. There's a whole universe out there, just waiting for you.
Progress saved. 100% complete.
All
Would you
right.
like to hear the episode credits? Or continue to episode 1?
Episode credits. Why not?
This episode was written by James L. Sutter, based on the tabletop adventure Scoundrels in the Spike by Amanda Hammond, from the Starfinder Beginner Box. Voice acting in order of appearance: Kevin Pariseau as the narrator, Allison Johnson as Starfinder Chiskisk, Elizabeth Evans as Raya Danviri, L.J. Ganser as Korbach, Josh Hurley as the Worker, Squeeb, and the Skittermander, Lauren Fortgang as Murgle, Michael Braun as Grex. The Starfinder role-playing game is copyright 2019 by Paizo Inc. All rights reserved.
So we definitely skipped
Congratulations.
some things.
You earned the Honor Roll Award for viewing the credits. Keep playing to discover more awards.
But
Congratulations. You have completed
if you
episode
want to find out
0
who
with
some of these
Keskodai.
characters are,
Would you like to play the next episode?
no.
Would you like to start over as a different character? Or pause for now?
Pause for now. All right. So, you're probably like, hey, we didn't see all these characters. Well, you could play through yourself. And the cool thing is that episode 0 is free. So you can play it. It is ready for you to play and carve your own path through Starfinder. We're going to continue in just a moment, and we're going to do episode 1. So it might be a little bit longer. So take a moment, stretch. If you want to go grab some water or do whatever you need to do, I'll give you a minute to go do that. In the meantime, I do want to remind you that Wonderword has a new game out. It is called Mathcaster, and we actually streamed it here last week. You should check it out. It is a lot of fun. It is designed more for kids, but listen, some of us are big kids, so it may be worth checking out if that is your thing. And they have also got Escape 63rd and Wallace, which is really cool. And we will eventually, I hope, play that on Poptale Weekly. So check out both of those skills, Mathcaster and Escape 63rd and Wallace. Also, the Cursed Painting is another really fun skill, which we will get to on this series. So all the more reason to check in every week. So in just a second here, we're going to start episode 1. So they claim this may take 90 minutes. I don't know if it will take that whole time. I do believe it's a little longer. So get comfy, settle in, and let's do this thing. Alexa, open Starfinder.
Starfinder.
Resuming. Congratulations. You have completed episode 0 as Keskodai. Would you like to play the next episode?
Yes. Now, if you hadn't already, you would have to purchase these, but I have purchased them all, so let's do it.
Starfinder. Dead Sons. Episode 1. Gangs of Absalom Station.
All right.
Estimated playtime, 90 minutes.
You have the following items: battle staff, laser pistol, second skin, 3 healing serums, and datapad. You have 3 level 1 spell slots and 3 healing channel charges available to use.
You're sitting in a Castrovellian noodle bar on Absalom Station, having spent all night celebrating the success of your first mission for the League of Adventuring Scholars, known as the Starfinder Society.
Good job, us.
Across a table full of tree noodles and Jabaskian dream crab eggs, your best friend Raya is asleep in her chair, her antennae curling and uncurling with each snore. She startles awake as your comm unit vibrates.
Keskodai, you have a call from the Starfinder Society.
As you scramble to accept the message, a familiar insectile Sheeran face fills the screen.
Hello again. Chizkisk here, calling from the Starfinder Society with good news. We've got an experienced Starfinder named Dervor Creel arriving shortly, and it's his first time on Absalom Station. He could use someone local to show him around, and you could learn a lot from him. What do you say?
Do you accept?
Yes.
Chizkisk waves their antennae happily.
I knew I could count on you. I'm sending you his picture and itinerary right now. He's coming in on the transport Okimoro, which is set to land in Docking Bay 94. Don't be late.
The call ends, and Raya grins at you.
What did I tell you? I bet this Creole can take us on all sorts of adventures.
She glances at her gauntlet computer, one of the many pieces of wearable tech that mark her as a technomancer.
The Okimoro is scheduled to arrive pretty soon. Let's get going.
Raya leaps up and grabs your hand, swiping a cred stick across the table's sensor as she leads you toward the door. On your way out, you grab a handful of dream crab eggs and tuck them into the belt canister where you carry your son, Chick-Chick. The larva greedily devours the glowing globes.
Progress saved.
Right. They mentioned that. We keep our
5%
son in a
complete.
canister.
I'll automatically save your progress along the way, and you can pause the game anytime you'd like.
Outside, Downlow's Central Market is bustling, as always. A Sheeran option junkie staggers past you, holding a menu from a food cart, blissfully drunk on the sheer variety of choices. You step wide around the addict, suppressing a shudder. While you pride yourself on not overindulging, you still find making your own decisions as addictive as any Sheeran, and know that there but for the grace of Pharasma go you. You and Raya push through the crowded streets and slip onto a maglev headed out toward Docking Bay 94, near the tip of one of Absalom Station's 6 radial arms. In the seat next to you, an elderly Yosoki is watching news feeds on her datapad, with the sound cranked all the way up.
In local news, legal disputes continue over the mysterious asteroid known as the Drift Rock, with rival mining companies Astral Extractions and the Hardscrabble Collective both laying claim. Both the asteroid and the Akron, the ship that discovered it in the drift, appeared near Absalom Station 2 weeks ago, with no sign of crew aboard. Station security has maintained a quarantine.
This is our stop.
You step off the maglev into a bustling docking bay with the number 94 painted huge on grimy metal walls. Passengers mill around the landing skids of various shuttles, while dock workers in lumbering cargo lifters stomp between them, carrying shipping crates.
They're like giant
A
mechs.
serious-looking human shoves past you, rushing to get into the docking bay.
Move it, tourist.
Rude.
Do you confront the man? Or let it go?
Let it go.
You turn your attention to the various spacecraft currently docked, and immediately spot the Okimoro in the middle of the bay.
That's it. Creel must be close by. There he is.
You spot a middle-aged dwarf matching Creel's description, recognizable also by the compass-like symbol of the Starfinder Society emblazoned on his coveralls. You wave to get his attention, and he waves back, smiling broadly. You start in that direction, but Raya grabs your arm.
Hey, what's up with them?
While most of the people in the docking bay are going about their business, a number of hard-looking individuals are moving furtively through the crowd, flashes of armor visible beneath their coats. They appear to be taking up defensive positions behind stacks of crates and machinery. Suddenly, one of them pulls a gun.
Oh boy.
You yank Raya down behind a shipping container just as the dock erupts into chaos. You see Creel go down as a laser lances through his throat.
Crap.
As you take stock of the situation, you see 3 humans trading fire with a Yosoki, a halfling, and a gnome with a bright green mohawk. Both sides display the tattoos and rebellious body mods typical of Spike street gangs. While the 2 gangs appear to be aiming for each other, they clearly don't care who gets caught in the crossfire. Raya flinches as a bullet slams into a cargo container just over her head, then turns to you, eyes wide.
We've got to do something.
You're both armed. You could try attacking the gangsters outright and driving them off. At the same time, your eye catches on the giant-powered exoskeleton of a nearby cargo lifter.
Oh, I want that.
Maybe you could use that to scatter the gangsters.
Do you fight back? Or sprint to the cargo lifter?
Sprint to the cargo lifter. Listen, giant mech, I want it.
Go for it. I'll cover you.
You crawl over the cargo lifter. The operator, a Kasathan man in stained coveralls, huddles terrified behind its armored bulk. Talking quickly, you try to convince him that you can stop this madness, but you need to borrow his lifter.
Please. No.
The lifter driver waves you away with all 4 arms.
This hunk of junk is the only thing keeping me from getting shot. Find your own hiding place.
He huddles down, arms folded protectively over his head. Unfortunately for you, the conversation has attracted the attention of the gangsters, who begin taking potshots at you. A projectile slams into your armor.
You take 3 damage, leaving you with 9 remaining hit points.
You sprint back to Raya's position and take cover.
All right. Plan B it is, then.
Raya fires her laser pistol at the nearest shorter gangster.
Oh, she missed.
Ah, sparks.
Big mistake.
Raya is next to you. The closest human thug is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead, and the nearest shorter gangster is within range and taking cover, 90 feet ahead. You are behind cover. To avoid being targeted and a bonus to your next attack, try hiding. To start your turn, do you hide out of sight? Fire at the nearest shorter gangster? Or fire at the closest human thug?
Fire at the closest human thug. Do it. Nope.
Critical fail. To end your turn, do you
Critical
advance?
fail.
Or stay in cover?
Stay in cover.
You stay in cover. The gangs fire wildly at each other. One of the human thugs fires a shot at you. 1 damage. You have 8 hit points remaining. Raya fires her laser pistol at the closest human thug.
Haha! Gotcha!
4 damage. The closest human thug is wounded. Raya is next to you. The closest human thug is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead, and the nearest shorter gangster is within range and taking cover, 90 feet ahead. You are behind cover. To use your battle staff, get within arm's reach of an enemy. Keskadai, do you cast Mind Thrust? Fire at the closest human thug? Or fire at the nearest shorter gangster?
Fire at the closest human thug. Come on, hit him, please. Oh.
Miss.
Who do you think you are?
Do you advance? Or stay in cover?
Stay in cover.
You remain behind cover. The gangs exchange fire. One of the shorter gang fires a shot at Raya.
Ooh.
2 damage. Ha! Raya is minorly wounded. Raya fires her laser pistol at the closest human thug.
Get him! Get him! Oh.
Okay, look at that. I mean, tell me that wasn't impressive.
3 damage. The closest human thug is hurt and visibly slowing down. Raya is next to you. The closest human thug is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead, and the nearest shorter gangster is within range and taking cover, 90 feet ahead. You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you fire at the closest human thug? Fire at the nearest shorter gangster? Or hide out of sight?
Fire at the closest human thug.
Two damage.
Got him.
Come on!
The closest human thug is critically injured.
Nice.
Do you advance? Or stay in cover?
Advance. Moving up.
You leave cover and advance 30 feet. The gangs fire wildly at each other. One of the shorter gang fires a shot at you.
Ow.
1 damage. You currently have 7 hit points. Raya fires her laser pistol at the nearest shorter gangster.
That's a long, yeah.
Hey, get back here!
Is that all you got?
Raya is taking cover, 30 feet behind you. The closest human thug is taking cover, 30 feet ahead, and the nearest shorter gangster is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead. You have a special power called Healing Channel which restores hit points to yourself and any allies within 30 feet. This power can be used 3 times a day. Keskadai, do you advance to melee range? Fire at the closest human thug? Or fire at the nearest shorter gangster?
Fire at the closest human thug. So we can take him out. Can we get him? Can we get him?
4 damage.
Yep, we got him.
The closest human thug is defeated.
Yay!
For some protection from ranged attacks, try taking cover. Do you advance? Or take cover?
Advance.
You advance 30 feet. Another human thug runs into range, getting ready to fire.
Oh, jeez.
The gangs fire wildly at each other. One of the human thugs fires a shot at you.
Don't fire at me. Ooh.
6 damage.
Uh-oh.
You have 1 hit point remaining.
Congratulations. You earned the Battle Tested Award for winning 3 combats in a row. Keep playing to discover more
Oh,
awards.
I gotta...
Alarm lights flash, accompanied by the rising sound of station security sirens. The remaining gang members suddenly turn and flee back through access corridors into nearby docks, leaving the corpses of their fallen comrades behind.
Progress saved. 15% complete. You can always return to your last save point if you ever have need to.
As uniformed security teams and patrol bots flood the docking bay, Raya runs over to Creel and kneels down. She looks up at you and shakes her head.
He's gone.
Are you angry? Devastated? Or at a loss for words?
At a loss for words.
Raya notices the blank look on your face.
I know. I can't believe it either. This is Absalom Station, not some lawless frontier world. How could this happen?
Raya turns back to Creel's body and folds his arms over his chest, giving his body a sense of quiet dignity.
Hey, look at this.
Raya picks up a neatly wrapped package the dwarf was carrying. You notice the name Chiskisk written on the outside.
We should take this to Chiskisk.
Before you can answer, a half-elf in a station security uniform points to you.
Hey, you two, stay right there. I want to talk to you.
He stalks over.
I heard from witnesses that you were part of this mess. If you know anything, now's the time to spill it.
Do you explain that you were only there to meet a contact? Or that you didn't start the fight?
Explain that you were there to meet a contact.
Look, the only reason we were here was to pick up our fellow Starfinder. Before we could even talk to him, these thugs showed up and all hell broke loose. After that, we just did what we could to protect the bystanders.
Figures. Well, by the tattoos on the corpses, it looks like this was the Downside Kings and the Level 21 crew. They've been clashing all over the station this week. It's been a real pain in my ears.
He looks down at Creel's corpse and frowns.
Oh, his ears. Never mind.
Oh, that's one hell of a wound. I'm sorry to say, but I think your friend was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
From across the bay, an officer waves for the detective's attention.
Hey, Rini, come take a look at this.
Detective Rini turns back to you and holds up his comm unit.
I just sent you my office coordinates. Name's Detective Rini. We'll make sure your friend's possessions get to his next of kin. You think of anything else you want to tell me about what happened here or why, you come find me, all right? Now get lost so we can get the scene contained.
Do you press for more details on the gangs? Or get out of there?
Get out of there.
Raya looks at the package in her hand.
Come on. Let's get this to Chiskisk and tell them what happened.
As you turn to leave, you raise your hand and draw the spiral of Pharasma in the air, blessing Creel and the other victims of the violence. May the Lady of Graves look kindly on their souls. You catch the train back in from the docks, taking a moment to rest and recharge.
Raya is restored to her maximum of 10 hit points. You are restored to 7 hit points. You are 5 hit points short of your maximum and have 3 healing serums. Do you use a healing serum?
No.
At the other end of the car, a Vesk and a human wearing the trademark crimson body armor of Red Scale Security are squabbling good-naturedly.
I think the Acreon's crew saw something they shouldn't and somebody took them out.
Nonsense! They clearly went mad in the drift and spaced themselves.
Yeah? Well then how'd they bring that rock back? You ask me, that's no ordinary asteroid, it's a piece of lost Galarian.
Oh, please. It's always Galarian with you humans. Nobody cares about your missing homeworld. The vast is full of planets. Stop whining and conquer yourselves a new one.
Still squabbling, they exit the train. Soon after, you reach your stop, Drifter's End.
Progress saved. 20% complete.
All right.
As its name implies, the district of Drifter's End caters to spacers from all over the galaxy, from alien ambassadors to long-haul cargo crews. Explorers crowd the bars, drawn to the neighborhood by the Lorespire complex, the legendary home of the Starfinder Society. As you enter the complex's hallowed halls, a receptionist greets you and takes you back to a small, cluttered office. Chiskisk sits behind a desk, wearing a dapper business suit. Books and artifacts crowd the walls, and a small anti-grav desk fountain flows in tiny loops in the air. The Shirin looks up at you, antennae frozen in shock.
I just received notification of the incident. This is extremely distressing. Duravor was an old friend. What in the world's happened?
As you explain, the Shirin slumps back in their chair, antennae wilting.
The Society lost a truly gifted Starfinder today, and I, a great friend.
Chiskisk shakes their head.
Do you tell them about the package? Or offer condolences first?
Tell them about the package.
Raya holds up the package.
He was bringing this for you.
Oh?
Chiskisk takes the package eagerly, carefully unwrapping it. Inside is a chunk of dull gray stone, bearing a fossil of what appears to be a small, many-legged rodent fish.
Oh, this is just magnificent. Duravor was a prospector working in the asteroids of the diaspora. He told me he'd recently found an intact Demiaran fossil from before the cataclysm that created the asteroid belt. He knows I'm obsessed with pre-catastrophe diasporan ecosystems. It's how we met, actually. Oh, Queen, what a friend. And now he's gone.
Chiskisk stares down at the fossil, mouth parts churning in silent grief.
Do you ask why Duravor was visiting Absalom Station? Or who would want him dead?
Who would want him dead?
Chiskisk looks up at you sharply.
Duravor was here to testify as an expert witness in the Acreon case. You must have heard about it. It's all over the news feeds.
We did.
The Acreon, a mining ship, came across an asteroid out in the transportational dimension known colloquially as the Drift, which is very unusual. They towed it back here to investigate, but when they arrived near the station, the crew was gone. Quite the mystery.
So what's the dispute?
Oh, some sort of business thing. From what I gather, the Acreon is operated by the Hardscrabble Collective, but it had been hired by a larger mining conglomerate called Astral Extractions to scout mining sites. Now both companies are claiming sole ownership of the ship and this drift rock. Duravor was always an outspoken advocate for miners' rights. I believe he was here to testify on the Hardscrabble Collective's behalf.
But would that make him a target?
Perhaps, if the stakes were high enough.
Chiskisk looks down at an alert on their datapad, scrolling quickly through the text with one long chitinous finger.
I see. According to the Docking Bay incident report just released by station security, no other innocents were killed in the attack. But you say he was shot within the first few moments. To me, that seems like a strong indication that Duravor's death wasn't a coincidence. I don't have proof, but it doesn't look like station security is going to dig much deeper. They've already written it off as more tragic gang violence.
Yeah.
Chiskisk gives you a pleading look.
Duravor was a Starfinder, and an attack on him is an attack on the Society. You've already shown you can handle yourselves in a fight. Will you investigate his death?
What do you say?
Yes. I feel like saying no would be a bad idea.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I know you'll get justice for poor Duravor, and I can offer you each 500 credits upon completion. Please call me as soon as you've figured out who's responsible and why. I'd start with the Hardscrabble Collective. Those were his people. Maybe they can fill in the missing details. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to be alone for a bit.
Clutching the fossil to their chest like a teddy bear, Chiskisk walks you to the building's front door. A moment later, you're standing outside in the bustle of morning traffic.
All right.
Congratulations. You earned the Who Killed Durivor Creel award for beginning your investigation into Creel's death. Keep playing to discover more awards.
Where should we start?
Do you investigate astral extractions? Or the Hardscrabble Collective?
Hardscrabble Collective.
Progress saved. 30% complete.
All right.
Creel's friends in the Hardscrabble Collective must know something. Let's see what we can find about them on the station's infosphere.
Searching for information on the Hardscrabble Collective. The Hardscrabble Collective is a tight-knit union of asteroid miners, operating primarily in the packed world's asteroid belt known as the Diaspora. Though its members refer to themselves as a clan, they in fact comprise many different species. The cooperative's Absalom Station branch is headed by Otal Sirisi. Scanning public posts mentioning the collective. I found discussion of a Hardscrabble members meeting at an Absalom Station hotel called the Moons of Sleep. The meeting is set for today.
Well, that's convenient. How do you feel about dropping by to ask some questions?
Do you feel excited? Or cautious?
Excited.
Great! Let's go!
So excited.
A short ride on public transportation lands you in front of a low-rent hotel near the docks. A holographic display above the entrance projects a rotating image of the packed world's gas giant Liavara, with all its rings and moons. A sign on the door reads, "Closed for private event."
This is it! The Moons of Sleep.
A halfling woman in the gray coveralls of an asteroid miner stands next to the front door, checking IDs against a datapad.
Huh. I didn't expect security. The collective must be on high alert. Though, they sure could have picked a beefier bouncer.
The choice of door guard seems odd to you as well, and you pull Raya back into an alley as you covertly glance around. Sure enough, half a block away, two beefy, tattooed dwarves with fluorescently dyed beards lean idly against a building. You see the halfling woman give them a small nod.
Hey, you're right. Also, do those beard spikes remind you of the gangs from the docking bay?
She returns her attention to the halfling.
Congratulations. You earned the Stay Alert, Stay Alive award for recognizing the level 21 crew guarding the Hardscrabble Collective. Keep playing to discover more awards.
Maybe we can convince them we're members of the collective.
Do you bully the guard? Pretend to be members of the collective? Or just explain who you are?
Explain who we are.
You walk up to the door. The halfling holds out her hand to stop you.
Name?
Raya Danviri, but you won't find it on your list. We're here to talk to Otal Sirisi about Durivor Creel's death.
Ooh.
The halfling looks you over, taking in your outfits and weaponry, then nods slowly. She steps aside and waves you past.
Wow, it worked.
Inside, the hotel bar is packed with people of all different species, most wearing the dust-stained coveralls of asteroid miners. All eyes are on a small stage at the far end of the room, where a human man with the crimson skin of a native Akatonian has his fist in the air.
Do you try to get closer to the stage? Or stay where you are?
Trying to get closer to the stage. Why not?
This whole Acreon business is theft, clear as crystal. The Acreon was our shit, and we found that asteroid floating in the drift. Are we just going to sit back and let them take it? They claim that just because they'd hired us to do a job, they have sole rights to investigate the ship and claim the rock. But is accepting a work contract the same as selling someone your home?
No.
Those slimy plutocrats are trying to steal our ship. But we've got truth and the Level 21 crew on our side. The Collective will fight them every step of the way, in the courts or in the streets.
Raya nudges you.
I think that's Otal.
You make your way to the side of the stage. As the man descends, wiping sweat from his face, he spots you and holds out his hand.
Welcome, brethren. I don't believe we've met. I'm Otal Sarisi, captain of the Dust Runner and speaker for the Collective's Absalom Station branch. How can I help?
Raya smiles winningly.
Pleased to meet you. Though I wish it were under better circumstances. We're not actually hardscrabblers. We're from the Starfinder Society. We have some questions about Durivor Creel's death.
Otal's face grows somber.
Poor Durivor. He was a proper son of the diaspora, that one. Stardust in his bones. He was never a hardscrabbler, but one of his cousins was. She died in a mining accident years ago. He knew our claim on the Acreon and its cargo was strongest, and would have testified as much.
So I hear. We're looking to bring justice to whoever's responsible. So if you have any idea who might have...
Oh, we know all right. The Downside Kings killed him. I can't prove it, but I know it's true.
Otal starts to spit on the floor, then reconsiders.
Those Downside punks are the worst kind of scobs. Preying on their own community, murdering and kidnapping and all sorts of evil. Astral Extractions hired them to rough us up, to try and get us to drop our claim on the Acreon and the Drift Rock. But hardscrabblers don't scare easy. Though I didn't expect they'd go so far as to murder Durivor.
Raya looks to you.
Do you ask about the Level 21 crew? The Drift Rock? Or Astral Extractions?
Level 21.
Otal glances around furtively, lowering his voice.
Oh, you heard that part, did you? Well, fair enough. Once Astral Extractions hired the Downside Kings to try and intimidate us, we needed protection, so we contacted the Level 21 crew. You might have seen a few of their heavies out front. The Level 21ers are gangsters, but they're better than most. They're fundamentally egalitarian and take care of their community. Their leader, a Yosoki named Jabaxa, agreed to watch our backs. For a fee, of course. That's all I know, but if you want to talk to Jabaxa, I hear you can find them at a bodega called Mama Fats.
Do you ask about the Drift Rock? Astral Extractions? Or leave?
Astral Extractions.
Otal glares.
Astral Extractions? They're a bunch of damn leeches is what they are, preying on the honest work of independent miners like us. Oh, sure, they'll hire you for contracts,
yeah,
but as soon as you
loud.
start to trust them, bam, they stab you in the back.
True.
And try to take what's yours, just like with his Acreon business.
Do you ask about the Drift Rock? Or leave?
Leave.
Thank you for your time, Otal. You've been very helpful.
I only hope you can find justice for Durivor.
As you head out the door, Raya winks at the guard. Within moments, the two of you have disappeared back into the station's crowded streets.
Should we follow up with Astral Extractions and see what they have to tell us? Or should we take Otal at his word?
Do you trust him? Or follow up with Astral Extractions?
Trust him. He seems trustworthy.
So what do you think? Otal clearly believes that the Downside Kings are responsible. But if they're dangerous enough to strong-arm the whole collective, I don't think we can take them all on alone. We could head to Mama Fats and talk to the leader of the Level 21 crew. See if their story lines up with Otal's, maybe recruit them to help us. Or we could bring what we found to Detective Reaney and see if station security can get to the bottom of this.
Do you continue the investigation at Mama Fats? Or bring what you found to station security?
Mama Fats.
Progress saved. 40% complete.
Ooh, halfway through. Well, okay, a little less than halfway through.
It says Mama Fats is down on level 21. Honestly, I feel like these gangsters could show a little more creativity with their names. Anyway, let's go check it out.
A series of high-speed elevators carries you and Raya down through the Spike, the mysterious and half-explored underbelly of Absalom Station, where the station's less fortunate citizens carve out homes alongside criminals and strange beasts. At level 21, you get off and follow your AI's directions to Mama Fats. Mama Fats is a typical slum-side bodega, its exterior walls tagged with color-changing graffiti. Inside, an elderly halfling woman sits behind the counter. Two other women, a gnome with a green mohawk, and an android with a corporate brand burned into her cheek, stand silent guard next to a stockroom door. Both have the obvious bulges of tactical batons tucked into the backs of their waistbands.
Uh-oh.
Raya pulls you into an aisle full of traditional halfling snacks.
Those are totally members of the Level 21 crew. That door must lead to their hideout. I'm thinking we try to talk our way into a meeting with the big boss. You ready?
What do you say?
Yes?
Great.
Raya steps out of the
Poptale, how's it
aisle
going?
directly in front of the two thugs.
Hi there. We're looking for a meeting with your boss. You wanna escort us inside?
The gnome with the mohawk squints at you, then smiles.
Wait a second. I recognize you. You're the two that helped us against those downside bastards. Yeah, I guess the boss might want to meet you. Come on in.
Oh.
Beyond the doors, what you assume to be the stockroom turns out to be a short hallway, opening onto a surprisingly lush clubhouse with a low ceiling. Gangsters of various species lounge around on
you didn't figure
cushions,
it out, I'm
smoking
not gonna tell
hookahs
you.
and cleaning weapons. From a table at the far end of the room, a scarred Yosoki with a cybernetic eye and an ostentatious purple cape holds court. A screen behind him showing a live
That's
video
interesting.
feed of the bodega. He motions you forward.
Ah, yes, our uninvited guests. Welcome. My name is Jabaxa, and I lead the Level 21 crew. You must need my help badly to risk barging into my den. But why, I wonder? Should I want to help you?
To get him to help you, do you ask nicely? Or threaten him?
Ask nicely.
You launch into an explanation of your investigation and how you believe that the Downside Kings killed Durivor Creel. You point out that by helping you bring Durivor's murderers to justice, the Level 21 crew could deal a blow to a rival gang.
Will you help us help you?
Please. Yay!
Jabaxa listens attentively to your argument, then smiles, revealing long yellow incisors.
You make a good point. First off, it's important to know that the Downside Kings are the worst sort of gangsters. All guns and no honor. They prey on their own neighbors and don't care who they hurt. Their leader, Farani Nadaz, is a true sociopath. You can find her at a bar called the Fusion Queen, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Why not?
She'll gut you as soon as talk to you. That's why the Hardscrabble Collective hired us, to protect them from her thugs. Which brings us to Docking Bay 94. We were there protecting the collective's interests, by which I mean Starfinder Creel. But the downsiders got lucky and took him out before we could intervene. They assassinated a good man. An advocate for the working class. And for what? Money? There are a million ways to get money.
Raya looks to you.
Do you ask him to help you take down the Downside Kings?
Yes. I mean, it's probably not going to, but...
Do you ask about the Drift Rock? Or astral extractions? Or leave?
The Drift Rock.
Jabaxa waves a hand.
All I know about the Acreon and the Drift Rock is what's on the news. Astral Extractions and the Hardscrabble Collective are fighting over it. It must be important, though, for them to go so far as to hire mercenaries.
Do you ask about astral extractions? Or leave?
Leave. Okay.
As you turn to leave, Jabaxa lifts a glass in salute.
Until we meet again.
Guards lead you out of the clubhouse and back out onto the street.
Well, that was interesting.
So, what should we do next? I guess we could bring what we found to Detective Rini and see if station security can take it from here. Or, we could visit the Downside Kings ourselves and try to dig up some hard evidence.
Do you bring what you found to station security? Or pursue the Downside Kings yourselves?
Pursue the Downside Kings myself.
Alright, but Chiskisk would want to know what we found out so far. Let's report back first, and then take on the Kings.
Good idea.
Progress saved. 55% complete.
Oh, we're halfway through?
You arrive at the Lorespire complex, and the receptionist recognizes you, waving you through to Chiskisk's office. The Sheeran looks up as you enter, and Tenny twitching in anticipation.
Back so soon. What have you learned?
You explain that the evidence points to the Downside Kings having intentionally assassinated Duravor Creel, and that you believe they were hired by Astral Extractions as part of the ongoing dispute over the Acreon and the Drift Rock.
Excellent work. But how do we bring them to justice? Station Security's public statements make it clear they've closed the case.
We've learned that Downside Kings operate out of a nightclub known as the Fusion Queen, down in the Spike. We're betting that the answers we need are there.
Chiskisk's antennae bob thoughtfully.
Very good, very good. But by all accounts, the Kings are what you might call a rough crowd. If they recognize you from the docking bay, I shudder to think what they might do. But actually, perhaps I can help in that regard.
Chiskisk reaches into a drawer and pulls out 2 wide bracelets inlaid with elegant electronics.
Are those holoskins? Chiskisk, you sneaky bug.
Yes, well, there have been times in my research where it's been expedient to be someone other than myself, if you take my meaning. Not everyone appreciates the Starfinder Society's investigations. Regardless, these should help you avoid being recognized.
Chiskisk holds the bracelets out to you.
Halaskin added to inventory.
Hey!
Do you ask how they work? Or simply offer your thanks?
Ask how they work.
They are single-use holographic projectors that disguise your appearance. They aren't perfect and can't fool physical inspection, but they should help you at least gain entry to the Fusion Queen.
Thanks, Chiskisk. We'll head to the Fusion Queen tonight and find out what we can.
Oh, it's getting interesting.
Thank you, my friends, and good luck.
You turn and leave the Lorespire complex.
All right.
Progress saved. 75% complete.
Oh, wow, we moved up. All right.
You make your way down to the Fusion Queen, passing through some of Absalom Station's poorer neighborhoods. Given the way passers-by move quickly and look over their shoulders, you expect the Fusion Queen to be a run-down dive. But upon drawing near, you're surprised to find it brightly lit, with neon lights in the shape of a crown. A small line of patrons, dressed in their finest, stand behind a velvet rope, waiting for 2 bouncers, a human and a Sheeran, to use keycards to buzz them through the door.
Huh. Guess this is a happening spot. Those guards look serious. They're not even trying to hide their guns.
She quickly pulls up structural schematics on her wrist computer.
I'm not seeing any other entrances. So, what's the plan for getting in? We could try staring them down, but I think we'll have a better chance if we disguise ourselves with the holoskins we got from Chiskisk.
Do you disguise yourselves? Or try intimidating the guards?
Disguise yourself. Be the best way to do it.
All right. Let's see what these babies can do.
As you activate your holoskin, a beam of projected light scans your body. A second later, there's the flash of a holoprojector, and you look down to see that you're now covered in an appropriate clubbing outfit.
Look at that.
Though the illusion is flawless, you can thankfully still feel all of your usual gear beneath it. You look over to where Raya stood, but instead, you now see a very Raya-like human in a fashionable purple jumpsuit.
Huh. I was expecting a more dramatic change than just losing the antennae. It didn't even change my hair color. But I guess it'll have to do. What do you think? How do I look?
Do you tell her that her disguise is excellent? Or just okay?
Excellent.
Right? I don't think even my parents would recognize me. I mean, physically. Of course, they'd still recognize me telepathically. But you! I definitely don't recognize you! I mean, mostly. There are some similarities, but hopefully not enough to get us burned. I guess we'll find out. Let's do this!
Oh boy.
You draw a few looks as you join the queue, but soon enough you reach the front of the line where the bouncers wait. The human is a big man with a mustache, while the Sheeran wears a leather jacket and numerous antennae piercings. The human's eyes widen in recognition.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Jink, look. It's those 2 jerks who shot at us in the docking bay.
He smiles nastily and draws his pistol, speaking into his comm unit.
We got some special guests out here.
Run!
Raya dives past the guards and through the door, and you follow her into the club.
Oh boy.
Progress saved. 80% complete.
Inside, the dimly lit nightclub is filled with the press of bodies, a haze of narcotic smoke, and the pounding beat and ululating vocals of Bacarang music. Booths line one wall, and a long bar occupies another. At the far end of the dance floor, bouncers in black body armor guard a wide staircase leading up to a balcony that's clearly VIP only. The music suddenly cuts out as bright white lights flood the room, partially blinding you.
Party's over, everyone! You got exactly 30 seconds before we start using stragglers as target practice.
As your vision adjusts, you notice that the thugs have produced laser pistols.
I'm getting the feeling they were expecting us.
Do you try to escape with the crowd? Or ready your weapons?
Escape with the crowd?
You turn and attempt to blend in with the crowd, but the Sheeran thug from the entrance emerges from the river of fleeing partygoers and blocks your exit. He motions with his pistol for you to turn back around. By the stairs, the other gangsters grin, waiting with the air of predators who have their prey cornered.
Oh boy.
At the top of the staircase, an enormous Vesk in heavy armor strides casually into view, peering down at you.
Is this some kind of joke? This is it? Just these two?
This is them, Brocolio. The two from the docking bay.
Huh. Oh, this hassle over a dead dwarf. What was his name again?
Creel, Brocolio. Duravor Creel.
Creel! That's right. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. By the way, excellent shot, Jenk. From what the others tell me, you got him from clear across the bay. And with that level 21 trash shooting at you, no less. That's a shot worthy of a Vesk.
So you admit it? You assassinated Duravor.
Assassinated? That's a little dramatic for some dwarven asteroid miner. Creel was a contract, plain and simple. But you two, you've made yourselves an inconvenience, one which Farani takes personally. So now you're a loose end, and the kings don't leave loose ends.
He motions to the thugs and turns away.
Oh, no, you don't! You down-thigh downers!
Uh-oh.
A short, four-armed dancer tumbles forward, tufts of purple fur sticking out from his colorful outfit. The thugs stare in amused puzzlement.
What in your race's name?
You immediately recognize the creature as a skittermander, a furry, six-armed species legendary for both their extreme friendliness and all the ways their desire to help can go wrong. This appears to be one of those ways.
Do you try to wave him away?
Yes. No. Oh, no.
The skittermander responds to your gesture with a beaming smile. He waves back vigorously with 3 of his 6 arms.
Oh, no.
Yes! Hello, new friend! It's me! I brought these for you. You can use them to throw at them.
Clearly frustrated, the creature points emphatically at the thugs. His other 5 hands appear to be struggling with a buckle or clasp.
Aha! No. Hooray! Oops!
What appears to be a bandolier of small concussion grenades flies off his body. You watch in fascinated horror as the grenades pop free and bounce across the floor.
Well, that's not good.
You take 1 damage and have 6 hit points remaining. Raya takes 1 damage.
Oh, I should have
The thugs each take 2 damage.
As the smoke clears, you hear short padded steps retreating away.
Oh, I have to go now, new friend. Good luck.
Oh, no.
Raya fires her laser pistol at the second thug.
All right.
1 damage.
Bring it on.
The second thug is hurt and visibly slowing down, then Raya takes cover. Raya is next to you, and 3 thugs are within range, 60 feet ahead.
Okay.
To start your turn, do you cast Mind Thrust? Fire at the second thug? Or advance?
Cast Mind Thrust.
Do you cast Mind Thrust on the third thug? The first thug? Or the second thug?
The first thug. Let's see.
The first thug is defeated.
Oh!
To end your turn, do you advance? Or take cover?
Take cover. All right, there's a thug down.
Cover provides +2 bonus against ranged attacks. You quickly get behind cover. The third thug fires his pistol at you.
Kings conquer.
1 damage. You have 5 hit points remaining. The second thug fires his pistol at you.
Hey!
Kings conquer.
Uh-oh.
Critical hit, 2 damage.
Oh.
You have 3 hit points remaining. Raya fires her laser pistol at the third thug.
Heal. Way to go.
Stop moving.
You're out of your league.
Raya is next to you, and 2 thugs are within range, 60 feet ahead. You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you use healing channel? Fire at the second thug? Or hide out of sight?
Healing channel.
Raya is uninjured. You have 11 hit points remaining.
Nice.
Do you advance? Or stay in cover?
Advance.
You exit cover and advance 30 feet. The third thug advances 30 feet, then swings his baton at you.
Hey!
The second thug advances 30 feet, then swings his baton at you.
Ow.
You're out of your league.
3 damage. You have 8 hit points remaining. Raya emerges from cover and advances 30 feet, then swings her tactical baton at the third thug.
Oh, yeah, we're getting up close. Ooh.
Ha! Take that! And that!
2 damage.
Let's finish this.
The third thug is hurt and visibly slowing down. Raya and 2 thugs are within arm's reach. Keskadai, do you swing your battle staff at the third thug? Or fire at the third thug?
Swing at the third thug. Oh,
3
there
damage.
You go. Did I get him?
The third thug is defeated.
Nice.
Do you stand your ground? Or fall back?
Stand my ground.
You hold your ground, ending your turn. The second thug swings his baton at Raya.
Miss.
Raya swings her tactical baton at the second
I
thug.
love that we're all up close now. Oh, she missed too.
Stop moving around! You're easier to hit when you're still!
Then Raya takes cover. Raya and the second thug are within arm's reach. Keskadai, do you swing your battle staff at the second thug? Or fire at the second thug?
Swing battle staff. Right. Got him. Oh.
4 damage.
Did I get him?
The second thug is defeated.
Wahoo! Alright.
You are 4 hit points short of your maximum and have 3 healing serums. Do you use a healing serum?
Yes. We absolutely do.
4 hit points healed.
There we go.
You are at full health with 12 hit points.
Congratulations. You earned the Endurivor's Name Award for defeating Durivor Creel's killer.
Nice.
Keep playing to discover more awards.
Progress saved. 85% complete.
85%, alright.
Take a break. Or keep going.
Keep going.
With the thugs defeated, you sprint up the stairs to the balcony to find the huge Vesk standing next to a slim, mean-looking human woman.
Well, that was annoying. Now I'll have to promote 3 new enforcers.
I take it you're the leader of this rabble.
Firani Nadaz in the flesh, ruling queen of the Downside Kings. Now, forgive me for cutting the introduction short, but in a few minutes, you'll be just another dead nuisance. Rokalayo, get them.
As you command, Firani.
Oh boy.
Firani fires her semi-auto pistol at you.
You're in over your head.
2 damage. You have 10 hit points remaining. The bodyguard advances 30 feet, then whips his baton at you.
Oh, jeez.
Kings conquer.
6 damage.
Oh, jeez.
You have 4 hit points remaining. Raya is 30 feet behind you, the bodyguard is within arm's reach, and Ferrani is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead. To start your turn, do you use Healing Channel? Swing your battle staff at the bodyguard? Or fire at Ferrani?
Swing my staff. This is not good. This is really a bad start. Oh!
Miss. To end your turn, do you take cover? Or stand your ground?
Take cover.
You dart behind cover. Raya advances 30 feet, then supercharges your weapon.
Thank you.
Get ready for a supercharge!
Ferrani fires her semi-auto pistol at you.
Don't do that. Ow.
Worthless.
3 damage. You have 1 hit point remaining.
Oh boy.
The bodyguard swings his baton at you.
Oh, I'm gonna lose. Yep.
Not a challenge.
Critical hit, 14
I'm
damage.
out.
You have 0 hit points remaining.
Oh no.
Congratulations. You earned the Death Eater Iron Award for losing a combat.
Oof.
Keep playing to discover more awards.
You have succumbed to your wounds.
Would you like to try this fight again? Or go back to your last save?
Try this fight again. Wow, this is bad.
You are the first to act. Raya is 30 feet behind you, the bodyguard is 30 feet ahead, and Ferrani is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead. To start your turn, do you cast Mind Thrust? Advance to melee range? Or fire at Ferrani?
Cast Mind Thrust.
To start your turn, do you cast Mind Thrust? Advance to melee range? Or fire at Ferrani?
Mind Thrust. There we go.
Do you cast Mind Thrust on Ferrani? Or the bodyguard?
Bodyguard. Man, that was brutal. Alright, let's see what this will do.
The bodyguard willfully resists and takes only 2 damage.
Dang.
Trivial.
The bodyguard is slightly injured. To end your turn, do you advance? Or take cover?
Take cover. That was very unfortunate.
You quickly get behind cover.
Alright.
Ferrani fires her semi-auto pistol at you.
Don't do that. Ha!
Raya advances 30 feet. The bodyguard swings his baton at Raya.
You bleed shame.
6 damage. Raya is heavily injured.
Oh no.
Raya and the bodyguard are 30 feet ahead, and Ferrani is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead. You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you advance to melee range? Fire at Ferrani? Or fire at the bodyguard?
Healing. Can I do that instead?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Keskadai, do you advance to melee range? Fire at Ferrani? Or fire at the bodyguard?
Fire at the bodyguard. I really want him down. Oh.
Miss. Do you advance? Or stay in cover?
Stay in cover.
You remain behind cover. Ferrani fires her semi-auto pistol at you.
Miss. Please. Woo.
Raya advances 30 feet. The bodyguard swings his baton at Raya.
What are you doing? Oh.
Not a challenge.
4 damage.
Oh boy.
Raya falls unconscious. The bodyguard is 30 feet ahead, and Ferrani is within range and taking cover,
This is so
60 feet
bad.
ahead. You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you use healing channel? Advance to melee
Healing
range?
channel is what I
Or
want.
fire at Ferrani?
Fire at Ferrani.
Do you fire at Ferrani? Or the bodyguard?
Ferrani. Alright, let's see. Come on.
4 damage.
Not so fast.
Ferrani is wounded. Do you advance? Or stay in cover?
Stay in cover. That was so bad. I really needed...
You remain behind cover. Ferrani fires her semi-auto pistol at you.
Oh, please miss. Ow.
You're in over your head.
1 damage. You
Okay.
have 11 hit points remaining. The bodyguard advances 30 feet, then tries to hammer you with his baton.
Oh!
The bodyguard is within arm's reach, and Ferrani is within range and taking
All right,
cover.
I need to get
60
that
feet
bodyguard
ahead.
out.
You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you use healing channel? Swing your battle staff at the bodyguard? Or fire at Ferrani?
Swing at the bodyguard. I mean, if you're going to make it hand-to-hand, I'll do that.
4 damage. The bodyguard is injured. Do you stay in cover? Or advance?
Stay in cover. I guess I could have advanced out of his range.
You stay in cover. Ferrani fires her semi-auto pistol at you.
Nice.
The bodyguard sends a crushing baton strike towards you.
Oh, jeez. Ow.
Kings conquer.
6 damage. You have 5 hit points remaining. The bodyguard is within arm's reach, and Ferrani is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead. You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you use healing channel? Swing your battle staff at the bodyguard? Or fire at Ferrani?
Healing channel. Would have liked to have
Raya
done that.
regains consciousness
Oh!
and joins the fight.
Yes!
Raya is hurt and visibly slowing down. You have 8 hit points remaining. Do you stay in cover? Or advance?
Stay in cover.
You stay in cover. Ferrani fires her semi-auto pistol at you.
Oh no.
Worthless.
Critical hit, 4 damage.
Ooh.
You have 4 hit points remaining. Raya falls back 30 feet, then supercharges your weapon.
Get ready for a supercharge!
This fight is hard.
The bodyguard tries to hammer you with his baton.
No. Whew.
Raya and the bodyguard are within arm's reach, and Ferrani is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead.
All right.
You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you use healing channel?
Yes.
Swing your battle staff at the bodyguard? Or fire at Ferrani?
Healing channel. Think we're gonna make it.
Raya is uninjured. You have 12 hit points
Yes,
remaining.
here we go.
Do you stay in cover? Or advance?
Stay in cover. All right. We
You stay
might
in
make
cover.
it through this.
Ferrani fires her semi-auto pistol at you.
Ow.
Are you ready to fight now?
3 damage. You have 9 hit points remaining. Raya swings her tactical baton at the bodyguard.
Yeah, that's right. I'm smart and dangerous.
4 damage.
I welcome your pain.
The bodyguard is hurt and visibly slowing
All right,
down.
so I need
then
to
Raya
take
takes
him
cover.
out.
The bodyguard swings his baton at you.
Don't do that. Ow!
You bleed shame.
6 damage. You have 3 hit points remaining. Raya and the bodyguard are within arm's reach, and Ferrani is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead. You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you use a healing serum? Swing your battle staff at the bodyguard? Or fire at Ferrani?
swing at the bodyguard. This is really not going well. All right, please. Yes!
Critical hit. 36 damage.
All right.
The bodyguard is defeated. Do you advance? Or stay in cover?
Stay in cover.
You stay in cover. Ferrani fires her semi-auto pistol at you.
No. Yes.
Raya supercharges your weapon.
Charged up and ready to rumble.
Raya is next to you, and Ferrani is within range and taking cover, 60 feet ahead. You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you use a healing serum? Fire at Ferrani? Or hide out of sight?
Use a healing serum. Oh, I could hide. Okay, I'm gonna use this, though.
2 hit points healed.
That's it?
You have 5 hit points remaining.
Oh.
Do you advance? Or stay in cover?
Stay in cover. This is a rough fight.
You stay in cover. Ferrani fires her semi-auto pistol at Raya.
Nice.
Raya fires her laser pistol at Ferrani.
Here we go.
All right. Yes.
1 damage.
That's it?
Ferrani is heavily injured. Raya is next to you, and Ferrani is within range and taking cover,
Here we go.
60 feet ahead. You are behind cover. Keskadai, do you use your last healing serum? Fire at Ferrani? Or hide out of sight?
Fire. Please.
12 damage.
Yes!
Ferrani is defeated.
Oh.
Progress saved. 90% complete.
Vrokalayo and Ferrani lie unconscious on the floor. You kick their weapons away, keeping your own trained on the gang boss. Raya pulls Ferrani into a sitting position and gives her a shake. Battered and bruised, Ferrani slowly opens her eyes.
Wakey, wakey, Ferrani. We came here to get answers.
All right. What do you want to know?
Why did you kill Duravor Creel?
Ferrani sneers.
Why do you think? He was going to testify against Astral Extractions about that derelict mining ship, so they paid us to take him out of the equation.
Do you ask about Astral Extractions? Or the Drift Rock?
Astral Extractions.
Ferrani shrugs.
Astral hired us to lean on the Hardscrabble Collective, get them to abandon their claim on the Acreon and the Drift Rock, except that was taking too long. So they paid us extra to take out Hardscrabble's pet Starfinder.
Ferrani shrugs out of Raya's grip and gets slowly to her feet, eyeing the weapon you have trained on her.
Listen, I've entertained this little Q&A long enough. Any minute now, kings from all across the station will be flooding this place. You're welcome to stick around if you've got a death wish. Otherwise, get the hell out of my bar. Better yet, get off my station. If I ever see you again, you're dead.
The gangster makes an uncomfortably good point, yet Raya grins. She raises her wrist to show Ferrani her gauntlet computer's screen.
Oh, we'll leave. No worries. But the thing is, while you were talking, I was recording and broadcasting select bits back to station security. Their squads should be arriving right about...
Ferrani's eyes widen. She purses her lips and gives you a slow, considering nod, looking at you with new respect.
Well. That does change things, doesn't it?
She turns to look you dead in the eyes, and her sudden smile makes your muscles tense.
Problem is, kings don't get caught.
In a blur of motion, Firani draws a compact pistol from the small of her back.
Oh.
Do you shoot? Or leap forward and try to disarm her?
Shoot.
Firani is lightning fast, but you're faster. Her shot goes wide, glancing into the ceiling as she crumples to the floor.
I don't. She left us no choice, right?
You nod in agreement.
Come on, let's get out of here.
The two of you quickly slip out the exit. Outside, chaos reigns. You blend in with the crowd of frightened dancers and curious onlookers, slipping past the squad cars and disappearing into the level's maze of corridors. Raya takes your arm, her telepathy loud in your mind.
Let's keep our heads down. Sending an anonymous broadcast was one thing, but I don't really want to discuss the details of our actions with security.
Probably not a good idea now.
Congratulations. You earned the Downside You Die award for defeating Firani Natas. Keep playing to discover more awards.
Progress saved.
Okay.
95% complete. Pause for now, or keep playing?
Keep playing.
After everything you've just been through, the ride out to the station's ring seems weirdly anticlimactic, full of families and commuters. Before you know it, you're being ushered into Chiskisk's office, where the fossilized rodent fish now occupies a place of pride on a shelf, surrounded by hydroponic flowers. Together, you and Raya tell Chiskisk everything you learned from Firani. When you're finished, the Sheeran sighs.
Thank you, my friends. You continue to prove yourselves worthy of the Society's confidence in you.
Credit balance increased to 650.
Nice.
I knew I could count on you, and I'm glad that Duravor's killers will be brought to justice. Or at least some of them. Astral Extractions has a well-earned reputation for avoiding accountability.
The Sheeran brightens suddenly.
But never mind that. I have some thrilling news. Gevalarsk Nor, the ambassador from Eox, has agreed to arbitrate the dispute between Astral Extractions and the Hardscrabble Collective. In order to do so, however, he needs someone to board the Acreon and learn what happened to the crew.
Uh-oh.
He approached the Starfinder Society, and naturally I thought of you. He'd like to meet with you at your earliest convenience.
Us? You want us to investigate the Acreon?
Raya turns to you, so excited that tiny sparks rain from her hair and fingers.
We'd be honored, of course. Where does he live?
An interesting choice of words. You see, Ambassador Nor doesn't live anywhere. He's been dead for thousands of years. But he's still quite eager to meet you.
Whoa.
Progress saved. 100% complete. Would you like to hear the episode credits? Or continue to episode 2?
Credits. Let's do our credits.
This concludes Dead Sons, Episode 1, Gangs of Absalom Station. Written by James L. Sutter. Based on the tabletop adventure Incident at Absalom Station by Robert G. McCreary. Kevin Pariseau as the narrator.
Elizabeth Evans as Raya.
Allison Johnson as Starfinder Chiskisk.
Steve Rimpici as Detective Rini.
Nick Sullivan as Otal Sarisi.
Genesis Oliver as Jabaxa.
Lauren Fortgang as Firani Nadaz. Mama Fat's Gnome. And Mama Fat's Android.
So we didn't get to meet
LJ
them.
Ganser as Korbach and
Brokalayo Hatchbuster.
Michael Braun as
Chrysophon Man.
I don't think
Male Gangster. And Astral Extractions Robot.
Didn't meet that one.
Josh Hurley as the Skimmermander and Human Voice.
Geneviève Bevier as Vesk Soldier and Gnome Gangster.
The Starfinder role-playing game is copyright 2019 by Paizo Inc.
Wow.
All rights reserved.
So we did it.
Congratulations. You have completed episode 1 as Keskodai. Would you like to play the next episode?
No.
Would you like to start over as a different character? Or pause for now?
Pause for now.
Okay. Just ask me to play Starfinder to pick back up where you left off.
So there you go, guys. That is Starfinder. We've done episode 0 and episode 1. Come back next week. We're going to be doing episode 2, and that should be very interesting. As always, you can find out more about great Voice First Entertainment at poptale.com, poptale.com. This week we played Starfinder. Last week we did Mathcaster. And for the next 2 weeks, we'll be doing Starfinder. We'll be doing episodes 2 and 3. So please come back and check those out. If you are watching on my channel, don't go anywhere. I will be coming back to you guys, and we'll be doing a few minutes of wrap-up. If you are watching on the Poptale YouTube, I want to say thank you for watching and good evening. I will be back here same time next week at 7 p.m. Eastern, 2300 UTC, and we'll continue onward. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.